Gentlemen, boys and girls, Quad City sports fans of all ages, Town Square Media is proud to present to you the best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy, the OG on the marquee, J-Bird, and the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City sports talk radio show. We're not the Quad City sports talk radio show. We are your Quad City sports talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the dawn. It's Monday, August 9th here in the Hassle Castle. It's noon, and you know what that means. It's time to talk sports. In studio with me is Adrian with the fair hangover.
Fair hangover indeed, Jay.
It is, the fair week is over, the MVF, if you will. Let's see. Let's do a recap here.
If I smell like corn dogs and sweet corn all week,
was that your diet?
Yeah, that's pretty much all week. Yeah.
Sweet corn and corn dogs,
yeah.
Huh?
Some street tacos, I never did get a turkey leg. Never made it over to the turkey leg area. I was a little upset about that.
Is that usually what the people are going to?
That's where it's at.
Okay.
You can't go wrong with a turkey leg, Jay.
All right, I'll take your word for it. All right, well, let's do a recap. I got to know. I was not at the fair.
Not once?
No.
Didn't even take the kids by? Ride some
rides?
rides?
No, my daughter went one night. I did not go. I'm not the fair type of guy. And even growing up, it really wasn't that big of a deal with my group of friends. It's weird. Someone's asking me about it. I'm like, no, but we went to Bix Fest every year growing up in high school. Went to Blues Fest. Went to Tug Fest.
Didn't you go to West, too?
I didn't. I went to Bettendorf.
Oh, my fault.
No, it's all right. But it was, I mean, trust me, it's different. I taught at West.
Oh, that's where it's at.
That is where, and that was a big deal amongst the kids. Like, it would be like, once they announced the fair, once they announced it, that was like your stocking stuffer was your fun card. Uh-huh. Everyone's looking forward to that. So, all right.
Oh, yeah, I still get fun cards for my stocking stuffer.
Do you?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
All right, so last night, there was a guy I've never heard of before.
Craig Morgan?
Never heard of him.
Redneck Yacht Club? That's what I love about Sundays?
We finally got someone. I was talking to Derek and Skippy last night, and they're like, yeah, you know their songs. I'm like, no, I don't. And I was reading about him, and I thought he was a completely country Christian singer.
Oh, really?
He's very spiritual if you read his bio. But I do remember the song Redneck Yacht Club.
Yeah. Or International Harvester?
No.
I got that one.
No. And there was something Almost Home. I think I know that one.
That's a good one.
So it was pretty crowded last night?
It wasn't as crowded as the other nights, but it was still a good concert.
And
still a good turnout.
Pitbull was Saturday night.
Yes, Pitbull was Saturday night.
People lost their mind on social media.
Uh-huh.
I hear we got a little bit crazy about the Davenport, Illinois thing.
Yeah, I didn't even hear that part. Bush lights were flowing.
Well, the thing I heard was that, there was memes out there that everyone's calling. They're like, oh, it's Davenport, Illinois.
I just heard him say Davenport. I never heard him say Illinois, but,
It sounds to me like he was doing a list and people just didn't pay attention to the rest of it. It sounds, from what I understand, he said, what's up, Davenport, Illinois, Moline, Rock Island.
Oh, okay.
So it was kind of like in a list, but everyone just heard Davenport, Illinois, and was like, oh, my God, Pitbull said that.
Not like we're not this close. Like, what's it matter? It just gives you something to post on Facebook about.
Yeah, exactly. So, and you said that, you pointed out that when we talked off the air that Pitbull, he's featured on a lot of songs, so a lot of times they didn't bring in a hologram of artists, they just had him.
No holograms at the fair this year.
It reminds me it had to be 97, I think. Yeah, 97 when I saw Puff Daddy at the Tax Layer, the Mark of the Quad Cities, whatever it was called back then, and they brought in, they had to put Biggie on the screen because he had passed away. Mm-hmm. No hologram of Biggie either. Yeah. So I got that. Did you go to Shinedown on Thursday?
I went to Shinedown on Thursday.
No idea any Shinedown songs.
Nah, I knew like one, maybe two. The old lady knew a couple, but I don't even think she really knew.
Did you go to Old Dominion?
I went to Old Dominion on Friday. I did not know Old Dominion wrote a lot of songs for a lot of the country artists. So, like, we've been hearing their songs. Like, he's got Kenny Chesney's songs, Dierks Bentley, Jason Aldean. Like, they wrote songs for these people. and now they've created their own band. Like,
okay, I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Because they were like, you guys been liking Old Dominion before you even know who Old Dominion was, really. That's what I said out in the concert.
Jason Aldean?
Jason Aldean on Tuesday. The only one I missed was Low Cash.
Low Cash.
Which I heard was a great concert because they just played a bunch of covers from songs people knew, so it was just...
I have no idea who Low Cash is either.
No.
I just am dumb, and I don't really listen to too much music anymore. I listen to more podcasts than anything else. When I work, I listen to podcasts. When I'm driving, I usually listen to podcasts. And then I mean, if there's country, and I know that's a big deal, like I know some of them. I probably would know some of the Kenny Chesney songs. That's about that Old Dominion maybe did or whatever else. But I don't really think I know any Jason Aldean songs.
Yeah. So, actually, it's kind of funny. So my last MySpace song, and I'll never forget this, was Amarillo Sky by Jason Aldean. So
all right.
As soon as that sunset hit, he played it. And, you know.
All right. Well, it sounds like it was a good time. Tugfest is going to be this weekend. That's back. I probably won't be attending that or anything like that. Illinois probably will win again in the.
Isn't there like a streak that's going on?
I think it's something in O. I don't think they've ever. I don't know if they've ever lost. People from Illinois can tell you. I couldn't.
Yeah.
So that's coming up. And you making my weekends coming up as well in the district.
Is that this weekend?
I believe so.
A lot going on this weekend. It looks like.
Absolutely. Over the weekend, you stepped out on Thursday. You had to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to Luke Martin from the Davenport Southeast Little League.
Yes. How'd they do?
Not good.
Okay.
All right, so they played at noon on ESPN Plus. They'll be playing tomorrow at noon also on ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus at noon.
Yeah, you get if you already do that Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, you've got to log in. Which I'm assuming if you have Disney Plus, there's no reason why you didn't bundle it. But they played a team from South Dakota. This was a left-hander, and this kid deals. That was pitching. He threw a perfect game against him.
Really?
I think he struck out. Let's see, if he went 6 innings, 18 batters, he struck out, I think, 16 out of 18, if not 15. Yeah.
Kid's going to be good.
He's really good, and supposedly that was like his 4th straight no-hitter, perfect game / no-hitter, whatever he did. So they play, and I'll look it up during break. They played the loser of the semifinal game that played last night. That was on ESPN Plus as well. So it looked like they just had a lot of nerves. That's all. It didn't look like a team that had been just dominating through most of the the tournaments that they went to through the state tournament and whatnot, qualifying, and little things like some pitching. I think there was some pitching nerves, and like just errors, like a few there was an error on a center fielder, and early for the other team to open up and get a run in, and like things like not splitting the runner. They're just chucking the ball from center down to home when they didn't need to. Now runners are advancing to second and third, and they didn't split the runners. Little things like that I'm sure the coaches will take care of because they're very good coaches. So I was listening as much as I could to see if they were going to give like tidbits about them. I know they asked a lot of questions. Luke said they asked a tons of questions, but you'd have their name on there and their position and like favorite food or favorite subject in school, but nothing any too crazy like they'd have stories. I was just looking for that because I think the guy who started for him and batted leadoff, Nick Shy, Luke said he had a thing that he was trying to get going at. My name's Nick Shy, and back home they call me the Dinger Guy. A little rhyme. He was trying to get viral going. So I was hoping to hear something like that. So they have a long run back to the top 2 teams advance to the Little League World Series because it's not international this year. So they have to basically win out and either get second or first. And let me ask you this, because you play a lot of ball, you played in a lot of tournaments, okay? The 2 teams they played on Saturday and then the semi. So basically 7 teams were there. 1 team got a bye. Missouri got a bye. And the winner of Davenport, Iowa, and South Dakota, they had to play Missouri in the semifinals. And then the other, so basically, look at it, quarters, semis, finals. So that semifinals were last night, okay? They don't, if you won and got to the finals, you don't play again until in the championship final. It's a true first place, so you can come out of loser's bracket. They don't play again until Thursday.
That's a lot of days off.
That's what I said too. How do you look at that? Do you think it's better to have those days off? Because obviously now if they did, and we'll have to take a look, the kid from South Dakota, I probably should pull that up. he's going to have days off and he can pitch in the finals. I mean, he's good. He's legitimately good.
Yeah, he threw that many no-hitters.
So that's in that sense, you're probably looking at saying like, that's what we want. We want the time off to do that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
because they got pitch counts and inning counts and things like that.
And they were talking about that. They're like, Missouri's got to be watching this too, and South Dakota's got to be wondering. We're getting real close. Are they going to write him out and let him continue this perfect game, or are they going to use him and try to get some innings, the pitches that he has coming in the semifinal game?
Yeah.
So, what would you rather have? Like now the boys from Iowa, they had Sunday and Monday off, and they get a team that's got to basically just got their dreams crushed about being in the finals of the Little League World Series. Sometimes you can catch someone off a game like that.
Uh-huh.
I mean, hopefully those coaches, because they're 12, I'm not hoping for anyone to lose, but I'm sure those coaches are taking today to be like, you got to focus on this. We still have to keep playing. Would you rather have that time off, or would you rather now they're going to be playing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, in the loser side? What would you rather do?
I think I would rather play every day in a row.
I think I would too. But I
kind of don't. It kind of gets you in a routine. Doesn't take you out of anything. Doesn't get your mind unfocused.
And I was thinking about that just
why
because
so much time off. Even Sunday, Monday. They played Saturday, right? You said they played
Saturday.
Why aren't they playing Sunday? Everybody should be playing Sunday.
It's like the complex is brand new this year. It's in Whitestown, Indiana. I think it's like a $19 million complex. They brought in the Great Lakes region and the Midwest region that's there. Okay, but they're only playing like one game a day, which I was really kind of thrown off by it because I was like, I'm so used to tournaments over the weekends that you do pool play on these and then you do bracket play the next day. So I was trying to figure it out before I knew that it was spread out. And then I finally pulled up the brackets and looked at it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're there all week long. You know what a financial strain that is on those parents too, by the way?
Yeah. How could it not be?
Living
is that just a money thing? Yeah, living in a hotel many days?
That many days. Fast food.
Yeah,
trying to make sure your diet's good and everything else. Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Let me give me my Little League World bracket. I'll pull it up after the break or whatever else. But no, we've got other things going on. Lamar Jackson had COVID again the second time. He still doesn't know if he's going to get vaccinated.
You see Anthony Rizzo got COVID?
Anthony Rizzo, the Yankees, who are the highest vaccinated team.
You throw this guy to New York for a week and he gets coronavirus.
Yep.
And now he's in jeopardy of not missing the game on Thursday. Was it Thursday?
Oh yeah, the game that's the game. I bet you he is. Yeah, it's Thursday night in Iowa. The Field of Dreams game. Yep. So we're gonna take a look on Thursday night at the 8,000 seat stadium in the middle of the cornfield. That's been going on. You saw that they released their uniforms.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Exactly. I was like, all right.
Wear your own uniforms.
Yeah, I was like, all right, guys.
I don't need to make this look like you guys are playing in the.
Yeah, like you're the goat wearing the uniforms.
Like you guys are coming out of the cornfields.
Yeah, they're definitely announcing them out of the cornfield, right? They're gonna do that. So
there's got to be like an entrance out there, like.
Yeah,
that's gonna be goofy.
A little bit, yeah.
Hey, at least I have something to do Thursday night, though. Watch the beginning.
Yep.
Of that game.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But yeah, we got that. We've got a thing to look at as well. The let's see here. Now that I'm August 8th, South Dakota beat Missouri 7-0, and I think it was the Minnesota game I'm looking for, or I'm trying to see Davenport's going to play. I'll find it out though in the beginning. Okay, we've got other things to look at. We had the Hall of Fame induction ceremony over the weekend. Did
you see the meme of the big-headed statue of Peyton Manning?
I saw his.
Is that real? Is that?
I saw his bust. It looked pretty good, I thought. I didn't see the meme yet.
So I'm guessing somebody expanded his forehead, like extra.
Yeah, I bet you they did.
And it looks so real. I wanted to know if it was actually real. I didn't know. Haven't looked at the actual picture yet.
Gotcha. Yeah. A lot of things. People liked his speech. You know, there was the other guys that went in. It was two classes went in, and Alex Karras and Duke Slater went in for Iowa, which is a big deal. So we had two former Iowa football players go in there. So, Yeah. Give me I have the list of it. I was just kind of busy. I was too much like watching the highlights of the Peyton Manning his thing. So that there was a 2-person on Friday. I'm sorry, on Saturday, the 20-person class of the 2020 went in. Edgerrin James went in. Troy Polamalu, Jimmy Johnson went on Saturday, and then on 2021, Peyton Manning, Calvin Johnson, Charles Woodson, other people took the stage as well. What's Peyton Manning say? To all those who have been judged prematurely because of their appearance, the way they speak, where they come from, and in the minds of the many should be locked up and in the minds of many should be locked up in prison, I represent us. I'm forever immortalized, locked up in the Canton Correctional Institute, inmate number 336 in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Edgerrin James' quote, "My career started with gold teeth and ended with a gold jacket." I like his quote. So that happened. The Olympics are over with.
That's it. USA won the medal count. Is that right?
They did.
That's fantastic.
I know. Is it a big deal? I don't know. They were the leaderboard. They won overall medals and they won overall gold medals. So they had 113 medals and 39 gold medals.
Did baseball win?
No, they got second to Japan.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, they had a 2-0. Japan beat the United States 2-0.
That's a tough game.
U.S. women won 66 medals, basically making up 58.4% of the American total. That's the most for women taking up the percentage of overall medals for the country. So if they were a country, the U.S. women, they would have finished 4th overall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It is. The basketball, they cover. The men came through.
Was there ever a doubt?
Not really. I think it's just one of those things like...
Give us something to talk about.
Yeah, and they changed the way they played. They were using, rotation 10, 11 men. They were... I don't know. I think they just had to get used to not getting the foul calls that they wanted or anything like that. They pretty much dominated through the whole rest of the thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's big thing is that the ratings are down. Okay, that's kind of what happens when the day and age that we live in.
All the ratings are down. Every rating is down.
That's the world we live in right now, though, right? Because we get updates on our phones, notifications. We're on Twitter. We're on social media, and then they're like, "Oh, by the way, we're going to be showing it on prime time later on." People are like, "I don't know. I already know what happened. I can watch it or whatever else." Other things that kind of stood out. I don't understand how Russia could compete when they were banned from it, but they had a Russia Olympic Committee. That's what they were competing under. So they were banned for a doping scheme. So basically the Russian athletes didn't get to wear their flag or hear their national anthem. But they got third most medals. Let's see, a lot of Olympic and world records fell, and I saw that a lot in the swimming. So, but overall, I guess good. I think we can take some things away from more mental health awareness out of Simone Biles, if you want to. Some people wanted to downplay what she did or whatever else, and some people wanted to get it to the forefront. So, not bad at all. But we've got that more. We got the new FPI out from ESPN rankings. We get a look at strength of schedule for the NFL and a bunch of other stuff. And then I think it looks like we might have a new front runner in the National League for an MVP.
You were talking about your boy Bryce Harper.
That's right.
He's on fire.
He is.
You see, he was using Chris Bryant's bat the other day.
I did not.
And he hit a home run with Chris Bryant's bat the other day.
How did he get Chris Bryant's bat?
They said Chicago Cubs, Chris Bryant on it, and he hit an opposite field home run.
Oh boy!
Probably just sent it to him.
Yeah, you know what he's doing. He's sending a message.
Oh, yeah.
You do that in the NBA. You did that. If
Yeah.
you wore listen to me. I'm telling you right now. If you wore someone else's shoes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if all of a sudden Steph Curry was wearing the Kyries in the NBA,
It'd be going off.
even though Seth signed an extension, good for him. He got paid. It would be crazy. This is a sign. Steph's he's going to the Brooklyn Nets. It's a sign. I can't believe people aren't reading into this more and just being like,
He's going to be a Philly.
Yeah, he's going to be a Philly. All right. Well, we'll do that. We'll be back with that and more here on ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us. We're local.
I've been earning and burning, snapping necks and cashing.
You like that? You like that? Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Tyson Blazer, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local on ESPN 1170 AM.
Have a Class A CDL or know someone that does? Want a dedicated lane with weekly home time in the Quad Cities and the opportunity to own your truck? I'm Ashley, a recruiter with RT&T Enterprises in East Dubuque. We are looking for drivers that want this awesome opportunity. At RT&T, you are known by your name, not just your truck number. Join the family and help us meet and exceed expectations. Apply online at rttenterprises.com or give us a call at 815-615-9398, extension 1.
Men who make life-changing choices today can be more active and live longer. Come on, guys. Admit you're not the man you used to be. And stop living with the symptoms of low testosterone, no energy, brain fog, muscle loss, weight gain, low libido. Limitless Male can fix that. You can get rid of these symptoms with testosterone replacement. Start living your best life today. Schedule your complimentary consult at limitlessmale.com. Insurance accepted.
Hey, Sarah, how's business?
It's going well. Our clients love our work. I just wish that we could figure out how to grow faster.
I hear you. Is it slow for everyone in your industry right now?
Actually, no. I see competitors all over who seem to be very busy, even though I know my work is better than theirs. I just wish I knew how they were finding new customers. If I could do it too, I know I could beat them.
Growing a business in the Quad Cities is challenging, and figuring out where to start is the hardest part. If your business does great work but just needs help finding more customers, then Town Square can help. Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free competitive analysis that'll show you how the most successful businesses in the Quad Cities grow and how you can do it too. These strategies are simple, and we can show you how to apply them to your business. Be one of the first businesses to sign up, and you'll receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Visit mylocalcustomers.com. That's mylocalcustomers.com.
It's time to rise and grind. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin.
I don't know if I want Justin Fields right out of the gate just to be the guy. I would like for him to ease himself into it. But I started finding myself thinking, if he does start right out of the gate, does that buy Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace another year? Is it bad that I'm even putting myself in that situation now? I'm thinking about, are you doing what's best for the player, Justin Fields? Or are you doing what's best in the interest of Matt Nagy or Ryan Pace to make sure that, hey, we gave our rookie a start, we gave him everything he needed, a quarterback like Andy Dalton who's there to help him out, build him up. It's going to take some time, guys. But we got to be patient.
This isn't Jacksonville. This is a playoff team. I wouldn't mind starting him immediately because they got pieces in place, especially on defense. Offensively, they've gotten better. Allen Robinson is back now. So when you look at it, it's like, if he wins the job, it might make sense to start him.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
It doesn't seem right, but school is just around the corner. Enjoy the last days of summer and help kids get ready for school at the same time. August 10th is One Step's Kids Helping Kids Night with the River Bandits. Bring school supplies to the One Step table and you'll get free tickets to the game. The River Bandits will have $1 hot dogs and $1 double play and wind-up rides. Plus, the first 1,000 fans will receive glow sticks. First 250 get t-shirts. Kids Helping Kids Night with the River Bandits, August 10th with One Step Printing.
It's time to rise and grind. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin.
Julio Jones does move on. He will be with the Tennessee Titans. And Key, you were shooting it down, saying it's not a good fit.
You're looking at him and you're saying production is going to come because they're going to throw the ball. They're not going to change their style. They've gone to the AFC Championship game, a couple playoff appearances on the backs of that running back in Derrick Henry. You think about the philosophy and style that Vrabel wants to play. They want to be big up front. They want to run the football. So you trade for Julio Jones, when many people think Julio Jones is on the way backside of his career based on injuries. But I don't necessarily like it for Julio, and I don't know what to make of it for the Titans because of the style of play. They're not going to be the Seattle Seahawks, the New England Patriots, the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not going to do that.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
Hear every game of Chicago White Sox baseball on ESPN 1170 AM.
Back toward the wall
It's gone!
Len Casper and Darren Jackson are on the call. Chicago White Sox baseball on ESPN 1170 is presented by Wheelan Presley Funeral Home and Crematory, Circle Tap, Crawford Company, and Vegas Gaming Cafe. Check ESPN1170am.com for the full White Sox schedule.
Get the latest NFL news on your phone. Download our app today and never miss a thing. From the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Welcome back to Don't Hassle So Local here on ESPN 1170 AM. I want to thank everybody for tuning in and listening also on Facebook Live. You can leave comments on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread. You can also listen to us on the ESPN 1170 AM app. Download that wherever you get your apps from, and you can listen to us online as well, ESPN1170am.com. Click in the upper right-hand corner, listen now. So let's see here. Yesterday, some of the scores from Major League Baseball. The favorites went 11-4 yesterday. It's pretty good. There's something ridiculous, too. They've won like 55 in the last 5 days to the favorites. So the Tampa Bay Rays beat the Orioles on the road 9-6. Yankees lost to the Mariners. That's one of the underdogs that actually happened yesterday. Yankees got shut out by the Mariners 2-0. Philadelphia Phillies 3-0. Over the Mets, Zach Wheeler. What do you do? Complete game, 11 Ks. He struck out 11 straight.
It's a good day.
Struck out 11 straight, and it was on the anniversary of the day that Roy Halladay threw the no-hitter. And yesterday, they retired his number, Roy Halladay.
Really?
So it was on the anniversary and the day, everything that he did that. So sports can be pretty cool sometimes.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. So, he struck out 11 there in the complete game. Toronto Blue Jays 9-8 over the Red Sox. Cincinnati Reds 3-2 over the Pirates. Cleveland Indians were victorious at home over the Tigers 7-5. Braves beat the Nationals 5-4. Twins won against the Astros and took the series. It's the first time they've beaten the Astros and taken the series from the Astros in Houston since 2014. That's a lot of fun to read. San Francisco Giants beat the Brewers 5-4. Those two squads look good. Kansas City Royals 6-5 over the Cardinals in interleague play. Colorado Rockies 13-8 over the Marlins. Athletics beat the Rangers 6-3. Dodgers were at home against the Angels in the Battle of L.A. They won 8-2. Padres over the Diamondbacks. They shut them out 2-0. And the White Sox beat the Cubs last night 9-3.
We don't need to talk about that one.
It was on television.
Why?
Why was it on television? Eloy Jimenez.
They just wanted to show out the White Sox a little bit.
Yeah. Eloy Jimenez was 3 for 4, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 2 runs scored. Tim Anderson was 3 for 5 with a home run, RBI, and 2 runs scored in that game. Only 5 games today in Major League Baseball. They are starting at 5:10, Cincinnati at Cleveland. The Cubs will play host to the Brewers tonight at 7:05. Alec Mills is on the mound for the Cubs. It's 5-4 in the year, 4.41 ERA. The Brewers will counter with Freddie Peralta, 8-3 on the year, 2.21 ERA. Yankees go to Kansas City Royals. Chicago White Sox and the Twins start their series. That'll be 7:10. Lucas Giolito for the visiting White Sox, 8-8 on the year, 3.98 ERA. The Twins are going to counter with Bo Burrows, who has yet to record a decision here in this season because it's only his second start. He's got 11 ERA even. And Miami Marlins go to the Padres tonight. That'll be 9:10. Happy birthday to Jason Hayward. He turns 32 today. So the current standings in the AL East, the Tampa Bay Rays have a 4-game lead over the Red Sox. The Yankees are 6.5 out of that right there, and still something like a plus 600.
They've been on fire
in the division. Yeah, pay attention to what they're doing if you like to do that stuff. The White Sox have a double-digit lead in the Central, 10.5 games over Cleveland. Houston is holding on to the AL West. They're 2 games ahead of Oakland. Philadelphia Phillies are your NL East leaders right now. 2 games ahead of the Braves.
I wonder why.
Because they They have the MVP on their team. It's not me. I'm not saying it. That's just what happens.
Hey, he is.
Yeah.
He's performing like he should be.
I know.
He's doing his job.
Let's see here.
But it's almost like he just flipped a switch.
I know.
He was having an okay year, you know.
He's batting 300 with 20 home runs, 26 RBIs. 26 stolen bases.
The guy's a monster.
Jacob DeGron's on the DL. Fernando Tatis Jr. is on the DL. It looks like he might be the front runner right now. So if you like futures, go ahead and see what you can get a line in for that. Like I said, Brewers are 5 games up on Cincinnati. Cardinals 10.5 back. Cubs 14.5 back. And the Giants still lead the West, 4 games ahead of the Dodgers. But they've increased in 7 days the postseason odds of Phillies, like you just said. They've increased their chances according to when you look at StatFinder or whatever the odds that they use here. They've gone their postseason odds to make it now are 60.1%. That's a 30.7% increase from 7 days ago. Blue Jays have increased as well, and so has the Reds. The biggest change on the negative side, the Mets, they dropped down, obviously. They dropped 26.9%. Now their postseason odds are only looking at 4.9. And the Red Sox went from 56.4. They dropped 25.1%. There's some things that are out there, man. There was everybody was, as of a week ago, the Javier Baez and the Mets, they were happy. Everything was happy.
That first couple of bats, everybody was real happy.
And then there's a game where he strikes out 5 times.
And nobody wants him in New York anymore.
They do not want him in New York anymore.
And he's hurt. He got hurt yesterday.
He did, yeah.
Taking on the game.
Hopefully he's going to be all right. We don't want to see anybody get hurt.
No,
but
never.
That's
those fans are going to turn on him real quick.
Yeah, I think I saw some tweet that it was like it was from a Cubs fan. They subtweeted it or whatever else, and then they were just like, you feel my pain or whatever. Like somebody wrote, I don't know if it was a beat reporter, but they're like, this is not going to look like a good trade if Javier Baez doesn't start showing some plate discipline. And the guy was just like, 1, you can feel my pain, and 2, do you watch baseball?
Yeah.
Like,
you ever seen him swing a bat ever?
Ever seen it? Like, what are you talking about here?
You knew what you were getting yourself into.
Thursday night, we had the first NFL preseason game, the Hall of Fame game. The Cowboys and the Steelers. Steelers won that 16-3.
Yeah. A lot of scoring.
Yeah, Garrett Gilbert led all passers with 104 yards. Not a high-scoring game. Did not hit the over like we thought it would, but the Steelers covered the 2-point spread. So that was a nice one. There'll be another one Thursday night. We're 31 days away from a first NFL game.
That's exciting stuff right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
19 days away from first NCAA game.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah, we're going to be going right before Illinois and Nebraska kick off the week before. They're one of like 5 games on that weekend. UCLA Hawaii is a late game that night. So that'll be coming up here in no time. And then we go right into Iowa, Indiana, Labor Day weekend. Iowa starting the season off with a Big Ten opponent. Then they get Iowa State. And then it's Kent State and Colorado State, and then it's all Big Ten after that through there. So we're going to be rocking and rolling about that. We're going to have to end up breaking down the divisions, and we're going to have to look at futures and over-under. But it seems to be, my friend, a friend of the show, Matt Erickson, sent me a text earlier today, and he's like, he's going to cut him right. Devin Funchess got in some trouble at Green Bay. He made an Asian American slur. And then he had to apologize, and he says he doesn't really, he didn't mean it like that. He does a lot of business in the Asian American community business world. I don't know what Devin Funchess does, but it did lead me. He asked me a question. He's like, "They're going to cut him, right?" I don't know. I don't know if they're going to cut him.
Is he top of their depth chart anywhere? Like
that's what I was trying to wonder out too.
Is he like the 5th or 4th wide receiver? He's the 5th or 4th wide receiver. I understand they cut him. If he's 2.
Yeah,
I don't know what the depth chart is up there.
It's what he made an apology. It seemed like actually, if you read the entire article, though, it says like kind of at first he kind of downplayed it when someone was like, "Hey, that's not really And he was kind of like, oh, but then he went.
He went back and then.
I can't stand when they go to the notes thing and then they do a screen snap of their phone.
Yeah.
And they don't even crop it. I don't want to see what your battery percentage is like. Like, crop your photo or whatever else. Just because it's too many characters to do whatever else. So, yeah, it was just kind of like, I don't know if Devin Funchess is the guy or, I mean, where he is on their depth chart. We can look it up, but the immediate response to me is I would hope not that he gets, that he's cut, because I don't want it to be because of that. I'd rather it was a skill, not because of negativity that he brings.
I didn't even know he was still in the league.
Yeah, I didn't either, to be honest with you.
I just knew when he was hanging down in Carolina for a little bit, Cam Newton.
Yeah, that's about the last I remember him. And he was Michigan, right?
Was he?
I think so.
He might be right there.
Sounds like a Michigan guy.
It sounds like a Michigan guy. I feel like I've seen that Funchess on the back of the jersey. You know what has been the most exciting thing recently is starting to set draft days for fantasy football.
Okay.
That's getting exciting. We got a live draft coming up here in a few weeks. Got a couple online drafts. I might mock draft later today. I just woke up and decided I was going to mock draft sometime today.
I've been hearing a lot about the best ball, and the commercials are just like, you can get into a league. I think it's like $25. You don't have to set it, and you can win all this money. And it just, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I get paid to promote gambling sites, but there's a lot of commercials out there for gambling. And now the new one is do a best ball, and this is also going to help you for your draft because you're mocking, but you can also get a team that you don't have to set every week because best ball, that's the way it works. The computer just takes your best team out of your lineup, and then they just take the top scores. So that's what a lot of people like that because they don't want to do anything. But you're also in best ball. You're not dealing with waiver wire pickups and everything else. So, but yeah. So I've never done a mock.
You've never done a mock draft?
No.
Well, those are fun.
You
can do anything crazy. You can do whatever you want. You can see
now I'm sorry. I've done it in baseball, but you just get bored.
Yeah, I mean, you only do like the first, 6-7 rounds.
But this was like when I was like really big into fantasy baseball.
Yeah.
So what happens if you do something crazy or whatever else, and do people go on the message board lose their mind? Like there's no way you should have taken him right there?
Some people would like to chat, and some people don't. Like I'm not a really big chatter, and people I don't know because you're just getting into something random on ESPN with whoever, Joe Blow from
And then do you look at it and say like, do you print it off the things and be like, okay, this is what it kind of look at and see if you know what I'm saying?
I just like to see what I'll get in a couple of them, and like today I'll probably do 2.
Okay.
And I just like to see like, okay, everybody's going, Dalvin Cook number 3, or like all of a sudden why is so and so moving up to the middle of the second round? Why am I seeing that?
You're gonna try to find the next Clyde Edwards-Helaire or whatever else. Yeah. And who's that gonna be this year?
Today starts my research.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's a guy out of the Jets. Let me. I mean, look how great we are. I love it when we do this stuff, when we have to look up stuff on the air, when we don't have someone doing this for us. Michael Carter, the running back.
Michael Carter.
Yeah,
is that a rookie?
Yeah, he's a rookie. He's from Penn State, right? Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's going to be the one that people are going to say that he's going to go up there as far as getting rookies up there. Saquon Barkley is off the PUP list, so he'll be back.
That's exciting. And then until he gets right back on the PUP list.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Lamar Jackson with his second COVID and still not maybe getting vaccinated, does it give you any pause at all on drafting him?
He will not be on any of my teams.
Really?
He will not be on any of my teams.
Is it because his policy on vaccination doesn't go with your ideology? No, I'm just kidding.
That is not it. I just I'm going to be high on Patrick Mahomes this year. That's kind
okay.
I'm going to try to make sure he's on every one of my teams.
Do you
in Lamar Jackson, don't get me wrong, I feel like he's going to run a lot, get you a lot of points, but he's going to lose some goal line work.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be handing that ball off at the goal line a lot. He's just not my guy. Hasn't been my guy. Never been on any of my teams. I feel like he's just eventually going to get hurt eventually too. One of these days he's going to take a shot.
Okay.
He's going to be sitting out a couple weeks.
Do you find yourself Do you ever find yourself reaching for a quarterback early just because you Patrick Mahomes, like someone like that is on your?
I like to reach for quarterbacks early because I like to be bad at the beginning of the year. I want to be 0-2. I don't want to start off like 5-0 and like not get waiver pickups because somebody's tearing an ACL. Somebody's
I like where your head's at.
Somebody's doing something that's going to get hurt, or all of a sudden there's a suspension, and then the next guy up, you're getting the next round of running backs that are going to see the majority of the carries.
Yeah.
The starting running back comes out and tears an ACL the first week. You're turning around, if you're 0-1 or 0-2 in those couple weeks, you're probably going to get that waiver claim.
Yeah.
And that's the way I like to do
That's
my
interesting.
business.
I never thought about that. Kind of lay low and kind of maybe even set your lineup off a little bit type of thing. So, all right. I'm with you there.
And it's worked and it's backfired.
Yeah,
it really has.
I'm sure.
It's been both ways. And then sometimes too, like I'll be in leagues where last year I was in a 2-quarterback league and I had Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes. I got second. And I was extremely early undrafted those guys. Those are my first 2 picks.
Yeah, that's pretty good ones to have. And we're going to talk more about them and the quarterbacks because ESPN has just launched today their FPI, and we're going to talk about it later on because we're going to look at some of the things like the percentage of who's going to be in the Super Bowl, who's going to represent what, and also strength of schedule and who's got the easiest, who's got the hardest schedule going into the 2021 NFL season. Yesterday, College Football Hall of Fame coach Bobby Bowden passed away at 91.
That's really unfortunate. That was sad.
I know. I just 91 kind of blew me away. I just feel like he just looks the same in my head that he was in the 90s. So in the 1990s. So it was just announced weeks ago that he was diagnosed with terminal illness. Terry Bowden had said, and he confirmed that his father had pancreatic cancer. Bobby Bowden, July, after announcing his terminal illness, he said, "I've always tried to serve God's purpose for my life and off the field, and I am prepared for what is to come. My wife, Ann, and our family have been life's greatest blessing. I am at peace." 40-year coaching career, 34 of them at Florida State, 377 career wins, 12 ACC titles, 1 national championships in 1993, 1999. Here's another incredible stat. From 1987 to 2000, he led Florida State to top 5 finishes, AP top 5 finishes in 14 straight seasons.
That is pretty remarkable.
Absolutely.
That's Bama stuff.
That's, yeah, we look at that, but, we'll kind of forget some of that stuff. 2 national championships.
That man lived. 91.
Absolutely.
He had a great life.
Yeah. I mean, you go, when I heard it, I'm like, oh, man, that sucks. But
he had a great life.
Yeah. So 2 national championships, 1993, 1999. Do you know who his quarterbacks were?
1993 and 1999. No.
Okay. That's going to be our trivia question. The one thing I will tell you is that their initials are exactly the same.
Ooh, that's fun.
So we're going to take a break here, ESPN 1170 AM. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the NFL. And actually, Dave Gallagher asked on the Harrington's Pub Facebook comment thread, what's the NFL plan if players do not get the vaccine? And we kind of know a little bit about it, but we'll talk more about it as well because Mike Zimmer is at a loss. Minnesota Vikings had an outbreak, and there's just a lot of people in his there's just a lot of people in his or in the organization that just don't want to get the vaccine, and he's like, I can't convince him to. I was like, well, you can't. Well, once you lose 3 quarterbacks out of the 4, it seems to happen. But all right, we will be right back here. Don't Hassle Us for Local on ESPN 1170 AM.
Did Stanley get cut?
You like that? Give me a hell yeah. I said give me a hell yeah.
This is Turk Wendell, and you're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local.
AJ here, get your t-shirts here, sweatshirts or polos here, GT Sports here, new owners, new items. I'm AJ at GT Sports, the best damn apparel shop in the Quad Cities with custom apparel, backpacks, uniforms, drinkware, hats, and much more. We are the embroidery and screen printing champions you can count on. GT Sports has it and is ready to serve you. Just down from Helium and Eldridge, or find us online at GT Sportswear. GT Sports. sports here. Get your t-shirts here, sweatshirts or polos here. GT Sports here.
You're right on par in your M&M golf cart.
M&M Golf Cars, your authorized club car dealer, invites you to check out the new Onward by Club Car. Onward's all new accessories personalize nearly every detail to fit your lifestyle. Customize yours at mmgolfcars.com. 1.99% financing for 48 months through the end of the month.
You're right on par in your M&M golf cart. M&M golf cart.
M&M Golf Cars, Bettendorf.
Like Summer Fridays? Well, you're going to love Summer Mondays at BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. With BetMGM's Money Monday Club, a $10 free bet will automatically be added to your account when you place a total of $50 in wagers between Monday and Sunday. That's right, you'll wake up to a $10 free bet every Monday just for betting $50 during the previous 7 days. It's easy. Simply take advantage of BetMGM's boosted odds specials, unique parlay offers, daily promotions, and live betting action. When your wager total reaches $50, you're guaranteed to receive a $10 free bet to use any way you'd like. Download the BetMGM app or visit BetMGM.com to sign up and learn more about how you can be a part of the Money Monday Club. Get rewarded for your bets every week at BetMGM. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 or older. Iowa only. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-BETS-OFF.
Don't you feel so free out here on the lake?
Not as free as this soda.
Where'd you get free soda?
Casey's. Buy 4 fountain drinks, 5th one's free.
I love free.
Well, then you'll love this. Bought this jerky. Got this free donut.
I love free donuts.
With Casey's Summer of Freedom sweepstakes, the more you buy, the more you can win, including free Lee Brice concert tickets. Casey's, here for good. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. For official rules, visit Casey's.com.
Gonna miss you around here, Iris.
Olivia's best optometry technician is going back to school.
Did we get that new frame?
Her eye is already twitching about finding a replacement.
Ugh, this can't keep happening. We're gonna have to cancel appointments.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Screen for quality candidates with the skills your role needs with Indeed assessments. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
I'm Omar Reese with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. One of the NFL's most decorated players helped close out the Pro Football Hall of Fame's enshrinement weekend as Peyton Manning headlined the 2021 class.
Throughout our lives as players, coaches, staffs, and fans, we've become essential to the sports landscape. I don't know about you, but I'm not done with this game. I never will be. I'm committed to ensuring its future, and I hope you will join me in that commitment.
Manning, Calvin Johnson, and Charles Woodson all selected in their first year of eligibility. The Dolphins have restructured Xavier Howard's contract after the All-Pro requested a trade last month. Howard led the league with 10 interceptions in 2020. And the Colts and linebacker Darius Leonard agreeing to a 5-year, $99.3 million extension. Leonard now the highest paid inside linebacker in NFL history. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
For the ones standing guard, for the eagle-eyed, for the knights in shining armor, and for all those who support them. We are Grainger, your experienced safety partner, offering supplies and solutions for every industry, committed to helping keep your facilities safe and your people safer. Call, click Grainger.com/safety, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Napa know-how.
At Napa, get a $10 gift card when you buy a 5-quart jug of Mobil 1 motor oil for $27.99. A deal so rich, they'll call you an oil tycoon. Yep, with great oil for $27.99 and $10 back. All you'll need is a monocle. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating locations does not include state local taxes or recycling fees. Advertised sales price may not be available in some states. Rebate restrictions apply. Offer ends 8/31/21.
The biggest stars in sports are heard right here. Never miss a moment when you download our app. This is the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 1170 AM.
Welcome back. Don't Hassle So Local here on ESPN 1170 AM, 10 to 1 here, Monday, August 9th. Before we went to break, gave a trivia question for the coach, Bobby Bowden, who passed away yesterday. Trivia question was he won 2 national championships in 1993 and 1999. Who were his quarterbacks? And the hint was that they shared the same initials. And on the Herons Pub Facebook comment thread, our man User A's got it right. The initials were CW, and Chris Winkie and Charlie Ward were the quarterbacks during those national championship teams. And there probably would have been a lot more if there wasn't certain games against like Florida or Miami where you'd have like the wide right. I think he had that twice, or a wide right, a wide left, or whatever. A game where just a game-winning field goal would have probably put them in for the national championship. But they took an L that year, and like we said, they finished in the top 5. Finished in the top 5, 14 straight seasons from 1987 to 2000. So it was pretty crazy. Before we went to break, Coach Dave Gallagher asked like, what's a NFL protocol for players who don't get the vaccine? Well, we know that couple things. One, we know that the NFL Players Association voted that they do daily testing even if you're vaccinated, and that didn't sit well with some players. We talked about it last week. Jimmy Graham of the Bears said he's basically getting fined, triple what he would have been last year, and
he's vaccinated.
Yep. Yeah, he said, I feel like I was forced to be vaccinated, and now you're forcing me to do daily, and if you miss a testing, then you can be fined. So, if you did not get the vaccination, you have to wear a mask. You can't leave you can't travel. You can't be around family. You have to be almost quarantine yourself and everything else. It's pretty strict. So I don't know. Lamar Jackson has it twice now. Let's see. We saw John Rahm get it twice within 2 months. Lamar Jackson got it twice. It's his second time within 8 months, and he had the exact same symptoms. He said he just didn't feel well at all, and he just slept a lot. So, I don't know if that would be it. Maybe, I mean, he said, they asked him about the vaccination, and he said, "We'll see. I'll have to do more research into the matter." I think the NFL's been giving you research, and then he said, they're like, okay, but what? And he didn't say like I'm against it. Or he didn't say what. It was just kind of like, I'll talk to the team doctors. I'm pretty sure the team doctors told you this is what we want you to do. I'm pretty sure Harbaugh said it. I'm pretty sure the Ravens are like, we might lose games because of this. We don't want that to happen. So I don't know. It'd be something more if he did. It'd be something more if he had like reasons, if he came out like that crazy Buffalo Bills wide receiver, and gave his reasons and made a rap song out of it. But he's just kind of like, I don't know, we'll have to do research. I'm like, I think you did it. Ezer A's is saying that Rizzo is going to miss the Field of Dreams game because he tested positive.
That is unfortunate. You never want to see something like that. He got lucky to even be there, but he would have enjoyed that. He would have loved every moment of that.
We need to get Ezer A's to call in this week or whatever and talk to us about what's going on up there in Dyersville, because he lives there, and so 8,000 people are coming in. Not me.
Yeah. Do you know anybody?
No.
I know 2 people.
You do?
Yep. One of my bartenders and her mom are going.
Now, did they win the tickets?
I'm not sure. I need to ask these questions. Her mom's a traveling nurse, and they said they wanted to go, so they're going Thursday. So I'll find out more tonight, and then we'll talk about it tomorrow a little bit.
That's cool.
See what I know.
Are you saying that maybe they might have got it because of
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure at all.
Somebody like one of the organization, because she's a first responder, got in there or whatever.
I'm not sure.
That's pretty cool.
I'll definitely talk to her. She just brought it up to us last night, but it was late, and we just. All I know is I asked them to bring me back a T-shirt. I need a T-shirt. So
I, for some reason, am not like completely geeked about this game.
Yeah, I get you.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, cool, I guess. I mean, we both are kind of like lukewarm on the uniforms. Ezer A's is saying the uniforms are great, and he thinks he wishes they would switch that back to them full time.
I'm gonna watch like the first 2 innings, and then probably.
I want to
watch their
Field of
entrances.
Dreams.
I want to watch the
okay,
entrances.
You got me with the entrances, but honestly, like
all the pregame stuff, they're gonna have some cool moments.
I don't want to do. I don't understand like the
free concert on Wednesday.
I guess so. Come for the free concert on Wednesday in Dyersville. It's gonna be you're gonna hear that speech. People will come, Ray. People will come from all over, and they'll hand you money. And that speech is definitely gonna be there. Who's playing? I hope
It'll
it's
have the clip of people coming in for the game.
Craig Morgan. He's playing a free concert.
Craig Morgan's playing a free concert on Wednesday.
I don't know who it. I'm sure we can find that out. But that clip will be on there, and then they'll go to the end of the movie where they show all the cars, and then it'll fade, and then it'll be Then you'll see Dyersville now, and the cars coming. They'll have a overhead shot of what's going on. So Maddie and Tay, Country Girls. Actually, I've heard them. That's oddly weird that I've actually heard of them.
Maddie and Tay is. You didn't know who Craig Morgan was yesterday.
I can't remember why. I think I downloaded a song of theirs or whatever else. Yeah. We opened up the show talking about how I don't know any music whatsoever, but here we go. All right. As far as like the NFL season is going, ESPN puts out their Football Power Index. They call it FPI. They did it last year. And they do say that there's all kinds of power ratings out there, and we look at them all the time. We look at 538. We look at Pro Football References. We look at the Sagarin ratings as well, and it's something that you can kind of help, especially on the gambling idea of it. So it's a prediction system for the NFL, and it basically has it's composed of a predicted offensive, defensive, and special teams efficiency, and measured by expected points added per play. There are different things that go into these predictions. Just ESPN, I know they're tooting their own horn, breaking their arm, patting themselves in the back, but they feel like they have the best system. Here's the number of unique things that they input to the game for game predictions. On-the-field performance in previous games. Rest, so an extra week of rest makes a difference whatsoever. Altitude. Although there are only a few teams that experience an altitude advantage, but stadium altitude was found to be predictive. The biggest beneficiary of altitude impact is Denver, which receives a small but notable about 0.3 points per game increase in its chance of winning at home compared to a team without an altitude advantage. Distance traveled, we know that. We talk about it all the time. West Coast team doing it East Coast. Keep your eye on that. Seasonal effects. There you go. Where they're playing at. Is it cold? You got the Lambeau situation. Mm-hmm. That's in there as well. All things that we kind of all talk about. Quarterback injury, suspensions, absence. That's going to be a big deal. So they'll put into account for it. If a quarterback is out, the FPI accounts for how much better he is than his backup. And the difference between the two is accounted for in-game level projection. Similar to the total QBR. So they make up all this thing for a single game projection. Then each team's season is simulated 10,000 times to produce its chance to win its division, make the playoffs, win the Super Bowl, and pick the first and for who's going to pick first in the NFL draft, among other interesting projections. It last season was the first time they did it. The FBI won 63% of NFL games. The thing that sucks is if you're gambling on them, the ones that go, the one when you're on the 37% chance. So,
yeah, that's not good.
No,
you don't want that.
No, you do not. So they put the list together, and the Chiefs are your Super Bowl favorites.
That's got to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be pretty close.
The Buccaneers are projected to be there as well.
So rematch.
Rematch.
You know what? We don't see that very often in the NFL. I wouldn't mind that.
As far as this goes, the FBI believes that if the rematch of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Kansas City Chiefs, Kansas City would be favored by 1.3 points over Tampa Bay. So basically it'd be 1.5. There's other matchups as well. They have a percentage of it. We'll take a look at it. But just like you said, Patrick Mahomes, he's the guy. And he's got his weapons.
Uh-huh.
He's got Kelsey, he's got Tyreek Hill, and he's got a rebuilt offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And their defense is okay.
Yeah.
They were number 11, according to the FBI.
You can win Super Bowls with that.
When you have an offense like that,
mm-hmm.
You can win a Super Bowl like that. Now,
some people were even saying that the Chiefs were scoring so fast last year that it was hurting their defense. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it's not even like they're not going out there and scoring points. You're just going out there and scoring too fast.
it matters.
It does.
You got to get your win back. You got to get your legs back. You know what's harder than running down the field? Running backwards.
Yeah.
Your defensive backs don't like that. And when you're putting up points like that, and the other team has to chuck it 50 times a game, your defensive back, it does matter. So let's see. The Chiefs have a 19% chance to win the Super Bowl. The Tampa Bay has a 15% chance. Here's the rest of your list. In your top 10, the Buffalo Bills, 9% chance. The Green Bay Packers, a 6% chance. Baltimore Ravens, 6% chance. San Francisco 49ers, 6% chance. Cleveland Browns, 5. Los Angeles Rams, 5. Seattle Seahawks, 5. Tennessee Titans, 3. So, Tampa Bay looks good. We've mentioned it before. They bring everybody back. According to the FPI, the Buccaneers have a number 1 defense and a number 5 offense. I love what Brandon's saying here. Thank you, Brandon, for the nice on the Harrington Pub Facebook comment thread, because you are giving me a nice segue when we get and talk about it, but I might as well jump to it right now. He says the Broncos are a 100% chance. I don't know about winning the Super Bowl, but make the playoffs, but it is going to be easier to do when the Broncos have the easiest schedule. They do have to see Mahomes and the Chiefs twice, but they play only 4 top 10 FPI teams, and they get the extra home game for being in the AFC. Denver has 8 games against FPI's bottom 10 teams. At the Giants, winnable game on the road. At the Jaguars, winnable game on the road. They host the Jets, they host the Eagles, they host the Lions, they host the Bengals, and they have a home-and-home with the Raiders.
Can I get that schedule? How do we get this schedule?
The Bears have the hardest schedule.
Oh, see, that's not even right.
The Bears have the hardest schedule. They have 8 games against FBI's top 10 teams. We know about the Rams. That's the season opener. They're at Cleveland. They're at Tampa Bay. They're home against the 49ers, home against the Ravens. They're at Seattle, and they have a home-and-home with the Packers. Not an easy schedule.
Sound like a lot of wins, though, Jay. Sounds like a lot of wins.
It's prime for upsets. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's get where's my schedule at? The power index. But yeah, if you go to the NFL FPI, and again, I would tell you guys, use it to your advantage of, like, if you're going to be gambling on games, go back to it. They got the projections on here. Let's see. And you can go to your futures. Go to elitesportsbook.com. You can bet futures and take a look at this model to see if if your team is going to hit the over-unders. We're going to come back to that FBI list in just a second. But the Kansas City Chiefs are projected to win. They have them at 11.5. But basically, you round it up to win 12 games. Go 12-5. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 11 games. Bills, 11 games. Ravens, 10. Browns 10. Let's see where they have the Denver Broncos at, though. They got them going basically 9-8. And by projections there, Brandon, where does that put them at as far as, well?
That can't be a playoff spot.
You know what? Let's see here. Chiefs win the West. Bills win the East, according to this. Ravens win the North. Then the Browns will get a wild card. And Tennessee Titans win the South. Then the Colts. I think that gets them a wild card, bud. According to this. Yeah. I think it would get them a wild card.
God, I gotta get used to saying that 8 and 9 stuff. Not 16 games, 17 now.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So, yep. They would be, according to this model. Nope. No, they wouldn't. They'd be on the outside looking in. The Dolphins would get the second wild card, and then the Colts would get the third. So they're on the outside looking in as far as AFC goes, according to this model. So Tampa Bay, according to this model, wins the NFC South. 49ers win the West, barely over the Rams. That's going to be, we all know that's going to be just tough as can be. Seattle's right there with them, too, those 3, according to this model. Green Bay Packers win the North.
Is that the toughest division in football now?
The NFC West easily.
Yeah.
And it looks like, according to the model, the Cowboys win the NFC East. So, just trying to see who else gets in there, though. But, yeah, it looks, I mean, they actually have the Patriots better than the Colts, too. I mean, the Broncos. I went right past that. So, yeah, Broncos. But the thing is with the Broncos, and I think he even says it on the Facebook, that are we really into Drew Lock as the
It's going to be
quarterback?
Teddy, isn't it?
Oh, is it Teddy? Teddy Two Gloves?
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Teddy covers what he is. He covers ball games.
Yeah, he does. He does cover ball games.
That is going to be interesting.
And the easiest schedule as well.
Yes. Defense going to be good. They have the oldest coach in the history of the NFL. No, not the history of the NFL.
He is old.
He is old. Vic Fangio is old. Okay, so here's the most likely Super Bowl matchups according to the FPI here. We already said Chiefs and Buccaneers, 8% chance. Bills and Buccaneers, 5%. Chiefs versus Packers, 4. Chiefs versus 49ers, 4. Ravens versus Buccaneers, 3. Chiefs versus Rams, 3. Chiefs versus Seahawks, 3. Browns versus Buccaneers, 3. Bills versus Packers, 2. Bills versus 49ers. I think we'd all like to see a rematch.
It'd be fun.
I know you don't want to hear it, but seeing Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl, it would be interesting. I don't know if you were here. Maybe I feel like it was I had Siokas. I truly believe that this last season of what possibly could be the last season of Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, they need to find some way to strike a deal with him to do the Last Dance type of thing. Just film him and the Packers 24/7 and do the exact same deal that they did with Michael Jordan. Now, if you're familiar with the Last Dance, and it was Adam Silver who came to him and said, like, we should do this. He was just in charge of the media, and he made an agreement with Michael Jordan that final season, and he said, the NBA did, and he was in charge of the video, and said, we will never release these until you give the okay. Basically, I say it's okay, you say it's okay, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
And it took a while for them to do it. Now, if you make the same agreement, but this is what we talked about, I think it'd be phenomenal to watch. But is Aaron Rodgers going to let people in that way?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be hard to do anymore because, and I've had this conversation multiple times about, I don't think we'll ever see any type of documentary like The Last Dance again because there's so many athletes that have their own production companies and they're going to protect the brand. Always first. Themselves. They're going to say, oh, I cut this out or whatever else. I mean, you looked at Jordan. There were no talks about him and his ex-wife.
No.
Nothing there.
Nope.
The very little talk about any gambling.
Yep.
So, when they talk about the flu game, they don't talk about the massive amount of cigar smoking and wine drinking in that hotel room that they said, and the very little ventilation that was in there. He said someone spit on his pizza.
Yeah, okay.
Or that someone did something to his pizza. Have you ever heard that story too?
Yeah, I've heard that story.
No, but that he spit on the pizza?
Oh, he spit on the pizza?
Okay, he said that he got food poisoning from the place, right?
Yeah.
When they tell the story, the people he was with, like Ahmad Rashad and someone else, they ate without him earlier in the night, and he was so mad that he spit on the pizza that was ordered so that they wouldn't eat it because to get him back. That's the type of psychopath Jordan was. He spit on the pizza, so they. So he did, I'm telling you, the stories are that the amount of cigar smoking in those rooms was so heavy that, and the wine that was drank, that there was just no ventilation.
The man's hungover.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Like, yeah.
The flu game.
The flu game.
Legally dead in like 49 states, I think, or something like that. When this FBI thing is used, speaking of Aaron Rodgers, they do, like it said, they do go into contention of like the quarterbacks, and it's a big deal in Green Bay. So they would basically, the 6% shot that we told you about that of Green Bay to make it to the Super Bowl would have been 0.2 with another quarterback. And that is why he's the MVP.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mentioned the Ravens and Browns. They're going to beat each other up, so that's going to be a problem. The team most likely to pick number 1 in the 2022 draft.
Detroit Lions.
No. It's Houston Texans.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. According to this model, last year the Jaguars were had 23% chance, and they were the highest, and they had last year to get the number 1 pick, and they got it. So FPI considers Houston. Keep this in mind when the gambling comes around. FBI considers Houston more than a touchdown worse than an average NFL team on a neutral field. So you can give or take -2.5, 3 points depending on the field when you look at the line.
Who is the backup quarterback down there?
It's going to be Tyrod Taylor.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep. The FBI is working under the assumption that Deshaun Watson will not play for the Texans this season.
Yeah, I don't see him suiting up whatsoever.
I've heard things like he's just showing up to practice, but they're putting him like 4th string, like with the 4th string defensive backs. And then he walked off. He left practice. Was it today or yesterday? And then some beat reporter wrote, "This guy will never play for Watson. Will never play for the Houston Texans ever again." Period. Which was weird because everyone was calling him out because they're like, "You're the beat reporter and you contradict yourself all the time." Like they're saying, like just like 4 months ago, they were saying like he was saying that he'll be the starter and there's no way they're going to trade him, but now that's about the only way he can look. So, yeah. So as far as like the Bears go, it's going to be an interesting season.
Is it?
I think so. I think I'm more.
How many snaps Dalton get?
How many snaps?
Yeah. You think he plays?
Mm-hmm.
The Bears are down 17-3 going into the second half of that game. At halftime.
No way. They're not bringing him in they're not bringing Fields in against the Rams. They're not bringing him in against the Packers, and they're not doing anything in against Cincinnati either. It's the Detroit Lions, game 4. It's the 4th week. I just don't see it. I don't understand why you would do that. I mean, the Rams, we already said they're a slight favorite to win the West, good defense, and you're playing on the road. You don't want to play against Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers is going to be in complete and utter FU mode. And the Bengal game, for some reason, they'll give it to Dalton to be like, hey, here's your revenge game.
Yeah.
Revenge for what? He didn't play with them last year.
Yeah. He hasn't played with them 2 years now, or is that just 1 year? He was off.
1 year.
1 year?
Yeah. And yeah, he was just with the Cowboys 1 year. So I don't know. But that's why I'll be paying attention to, because I want to see how it is. Would that be someone that you would take a waiver wire? Are you gonna, do you ever draft like rookie quarterbacks?
Yeah, I try to just stay with one quarterback. I feel like the leagues I play don't get that deep to where you can just go out and get a quarterback the week you need.
They aren't.
They're available so much.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's only we play with 14 teams is the highest, so that half of the quarterbacks are still left over in the league. People will have 2 quarterbacks. But I just go out and pick up somebody and get a flyer for that week, probably like a Teddy Bridgewater or a rookie quarterback that might be starting that week.
Mm-hmm.
But I probably won't have a backup on my bench right away.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's probably why I always end up like wasting way too many picks on lottery picks to be like, this rookie might pan out, and that's probably why I don't do the best. And
it's fun.
Yeah.
And you want to be right.
Yep.
It's exciting when you do something like, I called that.
I know. All right, well, let's take a break here. It's our first break of the second hour here at Don't Hassle Us. We're local on ESPN 1170 AM. We'll be right back.
This is Rachel Alger with St. Ambrose University, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local.
Attention business owners. If your biggest question is, how can I find more customers? Then Town Square can help. Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free competitive analysis that will show you how the most successful businesses grow and how you can do it too. These strategies are simple, and we can show you how to apply them to your business. Be one of the first businesses to sign up, and you'll receive $500 in free advertising on this radio station. Visit mylocalcustomers.com That's mylocalcustomers.com.
Shop and save on hot deals at Tyson's. Stock up on Noble Outfitters ladies' t-shirts and tank tops and men's and ladies' Lee jeans. On sale now. Save big on select spring and summer clothing from brands you trust, now up to 50% off. Get ready for tailgate season at Tyson's and save on more to rep your favorite team from our big selection of clothing, drinkware, chairs, and more. Save up to $150 on select Pit Boss, Blackstone, and Charbroil grills. All these great deals and more now through August 15th. Tyson's, home, farm, auto.
I said Chantilly lace and eggshell, not matte.
Colby's interior design consultancy is floored with new clients.
Wait, what am I looking at here? This looks like plaid.
They need an admin with an eye for design and a knack for numbers.
Okay, hey, look, take a look at this. Do those numbers look right?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Screen for quality candidates with the skills your role needs with Indeed assessments. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
It's time to rise and grind. Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin.
I know Brad Pitt from the Hollywood scene in L.A., whatever.
Name
I see
drop.
him. Name drop. I see him, I say hi, whatever. He brings me over into their little section or whatnot. There's a guy with colored glasses on, and he's talking to me, having a conversation with me. And I'm like, oh, yeah, he's telling me, I asked him, what do you do for a living, where you're from? He says, I'm from Ireland. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. What do you do for a living? He says, oh, I'm in the music business, da-da-da. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, that's what's up. And so I'm like, oh, you stay, keep your head up, you're gonna just keep, man, this thing, I know it's tough, entertainment business, grind it out, the whole deal.
Look at you being motivational.
Brad Pitt goes, hey, man, you ever heard of U2? I'm like, no, I kind of know the group or whatever. He said, that's the lead singer of U2. I'm like, Bono. Oh, okay, all right. But I'm trying to encourage him.
Zero idea who Bono was. Zero clue.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin. Mornings on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 1 Series tractor for just $99 per month at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
Are we ready for the 5:30 pickup?
Cam's Courier Service's newest hire delivered his resignation.
Hey, Ray, who's handling
She now needs next-day shipping on a new driver.
all these boxes here? Are they ingoing or are they outgoing?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The Max Kellerman Show.
And when you think about the Rams offense and what McVay can do with Stafford, like think about what he did with Goff and Gurley. Remember a couple of years ago, it was like the Rams have 3 MVPs on their team. 3 guys in the conversation. About 2/3 of the way through that season, I'd say. The Rams' offense has not been the same since. And going into this season, I thought, you know what? They got Cam Akers now. Since week 11 of last season, including the playoffs, Akers is number 1 in rushing yards, scrimmage yards, and scrimmage touchdowns on the Rams. So I thought, they got their guy now. That offense is going to be a problem. In fact, even talking about, will Stafford win a Super Bowl on the Rams, my first instinct was say no. That is a huge hit for the Rams to take.
The Max Kellerman Show. Weekdays at 2 on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170.
What girl doesn't dream of getting dressed up in diamonds on her wedding day? With the Something Borrowed program at Dolan Jewelers, dreams do come true. With the purchase of your engagement ring and diamond from Dolan Jewelers, you can borrow up to $25,000 worth of our jewelry to wear on your wedding day, absolutely free. Shop our huge selection of popular engagement rings, as well as his and her wedding bands. Financing is always available, so come visit Dolan Jewelers at 3865 Elmore in Davenport or dolanjewelers.com.
From the Vegas Gaming Cafe, this is the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 1170 AM, KBLB Davenport, a Town Square media station.
All right, we are back here, ESPN 1170 AM. It's Monday, August 9th. I know we said beforehand we were talking about the Deshaun Watson, whatever else. Apparently, he is back. He hasn't been at camp. He hasn't been on the field for the last 5 days.
Oh, really?
But, yeah, he was back on today.
Okay.
But the coach is not really talking too much. First-year head coach David Culley has not really given much details about Watson's participation in practice. Just keeps answering with nothing has changed with the quarterback. We'll see.
Has he announced Tyrod Taylor as the starter?
He has not. Let's see, though. If we go to...
you almost have to at this point.
Yeah.
There's not really a point not to.
Yeah, it goes Tyrod Taylor, Davis Mills, that's the quarterback out of Stanford, and then Jeff Driscoll.
Oh, that's on their depth chart right now on ESPN?
No, Deshaun Watson is listed on there on Houston's depth chart as according to ESPN.com. I don't see that at all, but oh well. I mean, not much. Just kind of. I mean, it's the writing's on the wall. By the way, he can join your Lamar Jackson of guys who will not be on your team. Anything? Do you have any players like currently that you just can't stand that you definitely just for no reason whatsoever and you just won't draft them?
I don't think so.
Like you don't have anyone who like did you wrong in one time and
I
you're
don't
like,
think anybody in the NFL has ever done me wrong. Not really. Like Yohan Moncada, he'll never be on part of my fantasy baseball teams again.
Okay. Yeah.
He's the guy that did me wrong a couple times.
All right. See, that's what I don't know if there's anybody in there. Like, I'm trying to think if I have anybody that currently that I'm like, no, I can't stand them or anything like that. Like, there's just I can't even come close to just telling you why. I've never been a Russell Wilson guy.
Okay.
Jimmy G will never be on my team. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan will never be on my fantasy football team. He'll never be a quarterback for me.
Maybe Julio.
Julio Jones?
Yeah, every year he's just out.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas kind of did me dirty last year a little bit, but I bounced back and still did well in that league.
Let's see.
Alvin Kamara ruined my chances of winning like 3 fantasy football leagues last year. And that what was it, like the Christmas game or the what game where it was against the Vikings where he like rushed for like 5 touchdowns,
yeah,
6 touchdowns, and like hit 3 in like the first quarter. And I was like, you beat my entire team by yourself.
Yeah, I remember that. That knocked a lot of people out. Let's see. Anybody? Ryan Tannehill probably will not be someone that I would go for. Ben Roethlisberger's not someone I go for. I have no real big problem with Baker Mayfield, but it's not something that I'm interested in.
No.
I think it's I'm interested, and again, I say this all the time because it's just being around T-Roy or whatever else, what the Cowboys are going to be like. And do people have them rated too high? But, like, CeeDee Lamb was on pace to have, like, Justin Jefferson numbers before Dak Prescott got hurt last year. So he would have had a type of receiving year that he had.
He's somebody high on my draft board.
Yeah.
I think that little connection right there is going to be fantastic.
So, and I think Amari Cooper's going to have a good year as well.
Did Justin Jefferson get hurt?
Not that I'm aware of.
I think it was Matt Erickson that posted something on Facebook the other day. It was like Packers fans when Justin Jefferson got hurt. I hope he's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Then,
I did see that.
And if Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, everybody else is like, oh, I hope he dies.
Yeah. That got a little... Yeah, I remember reading that, and then someone's like, same thing with like Sox fans to the Cubs or whatever. And I do not... And I did see that Serge wrote something back like, you must know some pretty crappy Sox fans that would do that. I don't really know a lot of Sox fans that are that bitter towards the... I mean, they are, but it's just like more out of like, we're tired of being the little brother type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, that's... but... Yeah, let's see here. He's questionable. He underwent testing Friday that came back clean. Ian Rappaport, the NFL. That's regarding Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings. So, But I don't know. I've never been a type of person that gets excited if somebody gets injured.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so I even if it's a team that I don't really care for, but I don't really have that deep of a dislike for a lot of NFL teams. I mean, the only reason I don't really dislike the Falcons is because their lack of not covering the spread every time, or if I bet against them, then they cover the spread. So that's my only beef on
Did you
them.
lose a lot of money in that 28-3 game?
I can't remember because there's more so prop bets, but I really can't remember at all. I don't remember if I did or didn't.
Don't get me wrong. I want Lambeau to blow up, but I want nobody to be hurt at the same time.
Yeah. So, but I just don't really have a dislike for any teams, and I think it's more I don't have that Sunday thing in me to go nuts and be like, I can't believe this team, or I don't. Like if I say anything, if it ever comes across like I'm saying something negative about Green Bay, it's really only about their 300,000 owners that all claim they're owners, but they have nothing to do or say about the organization. That's just a little bit too much for me. But I don't. I mean, I've been to Lambeau. I think it's fantastic.
Oh, I had a great time.
Yeah. And I would like to see.
They were so nice.
Yeah.
I did not like that. I was like, all right, got my Orange Bears jersey on. I'm waiting. I want to hear some shit talking or some crap talking.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work out that way. Everybody's throwing me beers and handing me, just welcoming me to my seats. Oh, hey, you guys must have bought these seats from somebody else. Like, yeah.
I had the same thing. So I got these tickets, and then I was like, I went up with my friends, and I was like, okay, listen. It was two couples, whatever, and I go, let's take these 2 tickets and let's trade them for 4. Let's go to the scalper and we'll just pay extra. And it's the neatest place up there, by the way, because like the cops are like, yeah, go talk to Bill over there, because they can do it. It's owned by them. It's their property. They don't get in trouble for scalping. So he's like, yeah, go talk to. I'm like, perfect, thanks. So we go over there. We actually get better seats. We ended up just trading for him. He's like, I'll take these 2. I can't sell these 4. I'll probably make more off the 2. All right, so we ended up better seats. We sit down, we're talking, and the woman that was like, are you such and such or such and such, like, family? Are you their boys? Are you their cousins? And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And she's like, yeah, the people who sit here, whatever. She's like, you must be related to them. And we're like, no, we're not. It was cool, though. She was like, yeah, she knew the people and everything else. And I was like, hey, no, I'm just here to watch a game. It was a Packers-Vikings game. And I assured her, I go, I'm not going to... What I always say, like, is stay in the seats. I'm not going to make your time here not good time, And she was like, oh, okay. And I just assured her I wasn't going to be, like, cheering for the other team obnoxiously or cheering against the Packers obnoxiously or anything like that. But, yeah, it was great time up there. Yeah, and the only other time I've ever been, like, in a situation like that was in 2008. We got tickets to 163 White Sox versus the Twins. And it just so happened that we knew somebody who was an executive at the White Sox. So they were like, come on up for the game. You'll sit in a box. Well, like, holy crap, And then there, like, it was a blackout there at the old Comiskey. I don't even know what if it was called Comiskey then. And they were, and I had like a gray pint shirt on. But they were like, hey, where's your black? It's a blackout. And I was like, I'm not wearing black. And then they look up and see my Twins hat, and they're like, oh, kind of like, oh, like, where did this come from? And I said, hey, I just want to let you know I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm not going to stay in the box or anything like that. So the only thing I did yell was I yelled at Kadire to run hard, and I yelled at Griffey, like, let's see that arm, old man. But really, it was a very shallow ball to left field that Cuddy tried to tag up on, and it didn't work out. They lost 1-0 that game. Jim Thome hit the home run. But it's another situation where I just don't – you shouldn't go to things like that and ruin the experience for other people.
No, ever. That's not something you want to do.
Yeah.
I always thought it was cool up at Lambeau, too, how quiet they got when their offense was on the field, too. Like, everybody just sat down.
Yeah.
And nobody was saying anything. And I'm just like, Well, this is unnecessary. You guys should be louder.
Well, they're letting Rogers do that hard count,
they
though.
are.
And it works well for them, you know? So, all right, we got to take a break here, and then I actually have to take care of some things this afternoon, so I think we're going to call it for the last half hour here at ESPN 1170. Is that cool with you, Adrian?
Yeah, let's get it going.
I'm going to take a second break, and then we're going to go into that. So we'll be back tomorrow. You're back in here, Adrian, right?
Yep, I'll be here tomorrow.
Let's do some fantasy football tomorrow.
Let's do some fantasy football tomorrow.
Do your homework for the fantasy football.
Yeah.
I will as well. We'll do like the quarterbacks and who we're staying away from and who we're going for.
Maybe a Monday Night Raw review?
Maybe a Monday Night Raw review. I'm telling you... We'll talk. We'll do a Monday Night Raw review because we'll see what Merrick's doing. Try to get him to come in too because this whole like shake up of the WWE thing is still. I still smell something foul. I really do.
Something's going on.
Yeah. All right. We will see you guys later. Got some business to take care of this afternoon, so we're gonna just cut it short. We'll talk to you soon. ESPN 1170 AM. Don't hassle us. We're local.
This is UFC Hall of Famer Pat Miletich. You're listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local.
When was the last time you felt really good about you? When you got up yesterday, were you stoked or smoked? You could have a medical condition known as hypogonadism.
Hypo what?
Better known as low testosterone. And Limitless Male can fix that. If you have low energy, no sex drive, belly fat, brain fog, irritable, Limitless Male can get your life back. Take the quiz and schedule your complimentary consult at limitlessmale.com. Insurance accepted.
The real estate market is always tough. But this market, it's unlike anything we've ever seen. When the average home stays on the market just 24 days and houses routinely go for more than the listing price, who you work with matters. Realtors have the expertise, local knowledge, and personal touch to give you a competitive advantage throughout the entire home buying process. And that's something an ordinary agent could never do. So make sure your agent is a Realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors. That's who we are.
Renewal by Anderson.
When it came time to replace our old drafty windows, we opted for quality with style, installed by professionals.
Renewal by Anderson.
I'm Sam Hare with Renewal by Anderson. And August is your last chance for summer savings. Get 10% off your window or door project or 25% off